don't think anyone's ever done this project before. The subtitle, Young Chekhov, The Birth of a Genius, you sort of see him becoming what we would now term Chekhovian drama. But what's wonderful, because we're doing it as part of a trilogy, you see the development of a writer.
Platonov has been such a revelation. I didn't know it at all, and it's hardly ever done.
The plot of Platonov concerns this young man, Mikhail Platonov, who has been to university, was idealistic, wanted to run the world. But like many people who think like that, he's reached the age of 27, he's got a wife now and a child he has to support, so he's become a teacher. So he didn't actually finish his degree. All his youthful idealism has gone. So he sort of feels he's sold out, really, to life. But Platonov has one thing he's good at, and that's being completely irresistible to women.
By and large, I think he's actually transmitting the same underlying message that he's conveying in his short stories, which is basically to hold up a mirror to people and show them how they're living, in the hope that actually they will grab life and really live with a little bit more dignity and integrity.
It's still all human feelings and thoughts and conflicts and characters that you immediately understand and you immediately relate to.
He was pretty much of a loose cannon to begin with, and he was experimenting, and in Platonov, the very first one, which was never even staged, he was just trying his hand. By the time we get to Seagull, which is the third of these three plays, he's already a master.
So the play Ivanov is about a man called Ivanov who's 35, and he's reached a point in his life where he can't quite understand why he feels so depressed, basically. It's a play really dealing with depression and the illness of depression before such an illness was known and how it happened. It's very much about reaching a point in your life, really, and being very lost and not knowing how to go on. The very first performance of it was a complete disaster, and Chekhov vowed never, ever, ever to write another play again. It had gone that badly. So it's sort of very much ahead of its time. You don't leave Ivanov feeling happy, and I think people probably were going to the theatre to be entertained. And also Chekhov was known as a short story writer and a vaudeville writer, and suddenly they saw this play dealing with the human condition, and it was revolutionary. It must have been revolutionary. However, people at the time didn't know it was revolutionary. The Seagull is about a group of people who are on an estate in Russia. It's written at the end of the 19th century, and it's about Irina Arkadina. But she's a very famous, world-famous actress. Arkadina's been away acting, and she comes back one summer with her new lover, Trigorin, who's a very famous writer. But her son, Konstantin, also wants to be a writer, but he wants to do revolutionary writing. He wants to make new forms of theatre. And he's written a play, and he gets his girlfriend, Nina, from the neighbouring state, to act in his play, and the play begins one night when they are going to show the assembled company his new play. But it goes terribly wrong because his mother, Arkadina, mocks the play and says it's not very good because she likes more traditional work. Melodramatic elements that are in both those earlier plays are slowly working their way out, and Chekhov starts writing about a group of people, more of an ensemble, and the writing sort of becomes more formed.
He basically dismantles every aspect of conventional drama, certainly Russian plays as they were. The idea of a hero and a heroine, a plot of how a play should begin and end, whether you actually have good characters or bad characters. So almost everything is upended in the Chekhov play. People have described Chekhov's plays almost as if they're documentaries because they seem so realistic.
It was the first play that relied on a naturalistic style of acting rather than a melodramatic style of acting, where you would kind of declaim and just speak very loudly. And it was the first play that really required real nuance and subtlety on the part of the actors.
Well, it was interesting going to Russia and going to the theatre where The Seagull was first performed and hearing about it being such a flop, and Chekhov saying that he would never write again when critics completely slated the production. I think that perhaps people at the time weren't ready to see that level of truthful pain on stage.
What's special about Chekhov, I think, and what makes him a genius is he just understands what it is to be human.